It looks like we won't be seeing Paul Mullin in the Championship next season. The striker's left Wrexham on loan to go to Wigan in the latest series of Welcome to Wrexham. He said just to play one game in the Championship with Wrexham would be worth absolutely everything. It would be icing on the cake for this story. Heartbreaking stuff, Justin.
Is it?
I think it is. I think it is. If you're cynical to the Wrexham story, then you probably won't think it is. But I think it's quite sad.
I'm not cynical to the Wrexham story because of where the club's come from and whatnot. But yeah, football's brutal. He's rightly a legend at Wrexham. But Wrexham's transfer policy and likely the wages that Paul Mullin is on at the level he's been playing at, it's probably meant that he's needed to be offloaded. That's why I have a lack of sympathy surrounding the exit. Money and strategy has just tarnished it for me.
Yeah, I think a lot of people who don't follow Wrexham that closely probably assumes that Mullin played a massive part in their promotion and continued to score goals for fun. But the truth is he's been essentially frozen out since the start of February, even though he's been fit. And even before then, he was barely starting any games in League One. So the truth is that it was always going to be very likely that he would feature much at all this coming season. I mean, you think back a couple of years ago, do you remember when fans of Championship clubs were clamouring for their team to try and sign Paul Mullin? I never understood that. Just because he was scoring a ton of goals in non-league and League Two, why people suddenly thought that made him a Championship level striker, I have no idea. And while it's sad for the Wrexham story because he has played such a big role so far, I think League One is quite clearly his ceiling, and you're not looking any further than that, Justin, which is why it makes sense for him to move on.